I am in Amarillo, Texas, and I am at the Big Texan Steak Ranch. Now, this has been the restaurant I've wanted to go to the most in the entire world for several years now, so I am super excited to finally come here. So let's go check this place out. The world-famous Big Texan Steak Ranch sits next to Interstate 40 east of downtown Amarillo and is near Old Route 66. The ranch still has this awesome old-school sign from the 60s. This is truly a tourist attraction restaurant. The over-the-top Texan theming is amazing. Outside the Big Texan is Big Tex Rex, a Route 66 legend. Tex Rex is a big green dinosaur dressed as a cowboy resting on these poles. The sons of the founder of the Big Texan were inspired to make this based off their experiences visiting Route 66 roadside attractions as children, and they particularly remembered dinosaur parks. To immortalize the spirit of the Mother Road, they created Big Tex Rex here at the Big Texan, an awesome roadside anomaly. The Big Texan Steak Ranch is inside of this massive and crazy facility. The facade is reminiscent of the Wild West, only the everything's bigger in Texas rule applies. There is a huge fiberglass steer out front named Big Moo, and I'm gonna consume one of his relatives inside. The original Big Texan was opened here in Amarillo in 1960 by R.J. Bob Lee, and it used to sit right alongside Route 66 near the Amarillo stockyards. As the story goes, a cowboy came in one day and was so hungry he said he could eat a whole cow. So Bob gave him a whole cow to eat, and the cowboy finally quit after consuming 72 ounces of meat. Bob thereafter announced that anyone who could eat 72 ounces of steak at the Big Texan would get their meal for free, and the rest is history. Since that famished cowboy nearly 60 years ago, the Big Texan's big shtick has been the 72-ounce steak challenge. When I-40 bypassed Route 66 through Amarillo, business of the Big Texan tanked, so they decided to move to this location right on I-40. The first restaurant at this location opened in 1970, and the current building was opened in 1977. Since then, the Big Texan has gone on to be one of the most famous and iconic restaurants in America, and for good reason. There's another much smaller fiberglass cow up there on the roof. Yes, everything's bigger in Texas. Here's a classic photo op you can use if you can beat the 72-ounce steak challenge. Even though this is not technically on Route 66, they do have an official Route 66 roadside attraction sign. Here it says that in 1886, Texas was friendly, rustic, and full of beef. The Big Texan still is. Welcome to the finest eating joint in Texas. Alright, I'm excited, let's do this. First off, I love the old-fashioned Wild West theming. Just look at that front door. Here's the Wall of Fame for recent winners of the 72-ounce steak challenge. They have some antique Native American mannequins and a menacing taxidermy grizzly bear. This guy's fingers have fallen off. He's clearly been here a while. A pair of longhorn steer horns stands at the entrance to the grand dining hall. It says, "I want you to eat this." That's the plan. This is the dining hall, jam-packed with great theming and taxidermy up on the second floor gallery. If one chooses to partake in the 72-ounce steak challenge, they have to sit on this platform in these chairs, clearly visible to everyone. They then have exactly 1 hour, there's a convenient timer up there, to eat the steak and the rest of the dinner. If they succeed in cleaning the plates, they win and it's free. They also get a certificate and a t-shirt. Otherwise, it costs $72. If they have to leave the seat or puke, they're automatically disqualified. No one's currently attempting the challenge, so it's empty, and I will not be attempting it. At least not this time. I really like all the taxidermy mounts up there, lining the entire perimeter of the hall. They perpetually watch the humans trying to eat 72 ounces of meat, hoping to get the last laugh. There's primarily antelope, elk, and deer, but there's also various goats and some bighorn mountain sheep. I also noticed some avians like the turkey. That's probably the most unique piece. Those bucks got their antlers trapped together fighting over a doe and died like that. There are also some live cowboy musicians that go from table to table. By the main entrance of the hall and the staircases to the gallery, the walls are painted and there's some more unique taxidermy, including some bears, and there's a teepee with Woody from Toy Story in it. There's a raccoon and a goose. That's a mighty moose head. They also have some display boxes of Old West antiques. I'm seated up here in the gallery with a magnificent view of the dining hall and right up close to the dead animal heads. Would you look at that? It's a badger. This is the extensive menu of the Big Texan. There is some variety, just about everything is meat related, but come on, I am here for some serious steak. And that's what I got. This is the porterhouse steak, a large tenderloin eye which is 24 ounces. So I am eating 1/3 of the 72 ounce steak. Now this meal was a bit pricey, but in my opinion, 100% worth it. No regrets whatsoever. But I must say the steak here does honestly live up to the hype. It is so incredibly good. It is definitely the best steak I've ever had, and perhaps the most delicious thing I have ever eaten. And anyone who knows me knows I am notoriously picky. I did finish off the entire steak. See, I cleaned that up. That was easy. Bring on the 72 ouncer. So this chamber of cowboys, taxidermy, and giant steaks is wonderful, but let's explore the rest of the Big Texan. By the entrance, there's a bakery, a bar, and even some slot machines. This is an 1866 Winchester lever action saddle gun. Here they have the 72 ounce steak dinner frozen on ice. All this is what you have to eat in an hour. A monstrous 4.5 pounds of meat, along with a baked potato, a shrimp cocktail, a salad, and a roll with butter. At least those are normal size. From what I've heard, it's eating those sides that's the hardest part of the challenge. If it were just the 72-ounce steak without all the other stuff, I would consider going for it, and who knows, I might do it in the future. I might. Around 70,000 people have attempted this challenge, but only about 9,000 have accomplished this feat. Women actually have a better success rate than men. Molly Schuyler holds the record for eating the dinner the fastest. She ate this entire meal in 5 freaking minutes back in 2014. And then she ate a second 72-ounce steak in another 5 minutes. And then a third steak, all finished in 20 minutes. They have a pappy here. While he's usually a fortune teller and sometimes he's in an outhouse, he's actually a souvenir penny smasher here. So I'm gonna give Pappy some money to make me a penny. And there we go, that's a Big Texan Route 66 souvenir penny. Thanks, Pappy. There's also a Zoltar here. I've gotten fortunes from him in the past, and he's greedy, so I'm gonna skip this time. They also have a really cool shooting gallery. You can sit on these saddles and shoot at Frankenstein and Dracula, who seem to have invaded this Wild West saloon. I do like these old-fashioned shooting ranges, and this one has some animations when you hit the targets. Of course, there's a Texas-sized gift shop as well. You can buy vinyl or cowhide longhorn horns for $100. There's one of those creepy horse masks. And they have a jackalope. I am always very happy to see a jackalope, my spirit animal. In the back of the gift shop, they have a real rattlesnake in a box. It's nestled up taking a nap behind that longhorn skull, but his rattle is visible, and its creepy blue eyes. So, that was the Big Texan Steak Ranch. Undoubtedly, my new favorite restaurant. The Big Texan has a whole fleet of limos with longhorn steer horns for hood ornaments. That's awesome. And I believe these are available to rent to drive around Amarillo in style. When the Big Texan moved here in 1970, they had a helicopter airlift this original sign here. It is getting late and time to settle down for the evening, so I figured I'd just stay here at the Big Texan. They have a motel right next to the steak ranch. The motel has Wild West facades, looks like an Old West Main Street. This is my type of place, and it's relatively inexpensive to stay here. Seriously, love the theming of this place. The backside of the Cinderblock Motel is also painted like Wild West facades. This is the lobby of the motel. It's got a little theming. The room is very cowboy and ranch themed. Very impressed with this room. It's a nice place. I will be staying here again when I'm in Amarillo. This is the Texas-shaped swimming pool. Everything is Texas themed. I love it. On the upper level of the motel, you can get a view of the Big Texan Steak Ranch from above. Again, those limos, so cool. And now the sun sets over the Big Texan Steak Ranch, but the consumption of oversized steak does not end until late into the night. And good morning, Big Texan. Yeehaw! This was such an awesome experience to finally visit and eat here at the Big Texan. Again, my new uncontested favorite restaurant. Please subscribe and take a look at my other videos, including videos filmed here in the great state of Texas and elsewhere. And thanks for watching.